Good evening, everyone. What's up? It's a satisfying meal. Topped it off to meet the desserts. Mr. Hotta speaking. Previously, there were two summer edition rants on SpongeBob. Today's going to be a video similar to these topics. This video covers the TV shows that have copied SpongeBob. Since about 2005, there have been a couple TV shows that have taken the same formula as SpongeBob and and based their TV show from that. The first TV show, which is not well known compared to several of the other TV shows, or isn't well known, period, is Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island from Kids WB. This TV show from 2005 to 2006, this kids show, similar to SpongeBob because the setting of the plot is on one tropical paradise beach setting. The main character himself behaves similar to SpongeBob, Coconut Fred. Those two banana twins behave similar to Patrick, being the best friends of Coconut Fred. The giant watermelon is Mr. Krabs because he's bossy and demanding and greedy. Not to mention one pain in the neck. The lemon, who's the captain, is Squidward because he's constantly being annoyed by Coconut Fred and his group of friends. And the plots are similar to SpongeBob because they take place because of the background of the TV show, of the setting. But it's mostly because of the characters is why Coconut Fred Fruit Salad Island ripped off SpongeBob. Next show, Fanboy and Chum Chum. Fanboy and Chum Chum ripped off SpongeBob much more than Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island. This TV show lasted for 3 seasons. The two characters themselves, Fanboy and SpongeBob, are a duo similar to SpongeBob and Patrick. Fanboy being SpongeBob and Chum Chum being Patrick. There is Squidward, Kyle, a dumbed down version of Squidward, who is fake, that wizard. Although he's the only normal character in a TV show with a normal name, he isn't as successful as Squidward. He would barely pass high school. He wouldn't be getting a PhD compared to what Squidward's capable of. But he's annoyed by those two. Several other characters. Oz is Mr. Krabs because Oz is greedy and will not sell his possessions, and that's mostly what he cares for. Mr. Hank Muffin is Mrs. Puff because he's stern, he does not teach well, and he is their teacher. And Fanboy and Chum Chum are probably the worst students in the class, comparable to how SpongeBob is the worst student in Mrs. Puff's class. Yo's similar to Plankton because she wants to steal Chum Chum. There are no more characters. Boog is similar to Larry the Lobster because Boog shows off how well he does at video games, comparable to how well Larry lifts. The Krusty Krab is at Frosty Mart because they're both fast food operations and they revolve around one food product each. The Krusty Krab revolving around the Krabby Patty, the Frosty Mart revolving around the Frosty Freezy Freeze. similar to 1711. Next up, this this decade, the 2010s, there have been more TV shows ripping off SpongeBob. Scaredy Squirrel. Scaredy Squirrel is a Canadian TV show based off the Scaredy Squirrel children's books. But this is SpongeBob with woodland. Replace the tropical sea creatures and give woodland characters. Scaredy characters that would live in a temperate forest region, northeastern United States, New York State, Michigan, states that have all 4 seasons. Scaredy Squirrel SpongeBob. He laughs, cries, and squeals similar to SpongeBob and is hyper. Sorry. David, that skunk, best friend of the squirrel. He's Patrick. The female trout is a dumbed down old version of Squidward. That duck or bird, the yellow bird, is Mr. Krabs. That grocery store is the Krusty Krab, because it is an establishment that sells food products similar to Krusty Krab, except not a restaurant. Oh, what is next up? That show's over too. The last of its appearance was 2013. Sanjay and Craig. That TV show ripped off SpongeBob. Probably more than Scaredy Squirrel. It's another duo. SpongeBob and Patrick are Sanjay and Craig. Sanjay being SpongeBob, Patrick being Craig, Mr. Nudeman being Squidward. But at least Mr. Nudeman has more smarts than Kyle, the lemon from Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island, and that grumpy trout from Scaredy Squirrel. Mr. Nudeman. What kind of name is that? Sorry that one's getting off topic, but that's not a name, Mr. Nudeman, Mr. Nudeman. The other character, Sandy, would be Megan. That character who's gifted in science, wins beauty pageants, possesses at least 10 trophies, and is gifted at most games, a know-it-all, a winner in most activities. She's one of the few characters to be a stereotype of Sandy, except in human form. Hector is similar to Patrick, but another way to view Sanjay and Craig is that Sanjay and Craig together can make one SpongeBob, and Hector can make one Patrick, even though there could be 2 Patricks. The Fry Kid is the Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs is Penny. The Fry Kid is a fast food establishment, and it revolves around one food product, the wings, which are the Krabby Patty, because the characters enjoy those often, food product often. There's no Mrs. Puff in that TV show. And the way the characters behave, they behave inappropriately, similar to SpongeBob and Patrick, Fanboy and Chum Chum, and Coconut Fred and his friends. And that show is still running. It might end soon, though. It's been running for 3 seasons, almost 100 episodes, but it probably will end soon. Probably within a year, the series will come to an end. Oh, there are several other. Oh, one of the biggest stereotypes of SpongeBob, the breadwinners from 2014 to present. Sway and Badooz are SpongeBob and Patrick. T-Mitty, this red owl, he's Squidward, except a more tolerant version of Squidward, and a more wealthy version of Squidward. Perhaps the only likable character in the show. Keta is Sandy, the female duck who fixes machines, because she is similar to a quote-unquote mad scientist. And that restaurant that Sway Swing Medusa eat at, that's the Krusty Krab, and whoever owns the restaurant's pet is Mr. Krabs. The bread maker, similar to Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, because he is a superhero after all. And how this TV show takes the setting of the plot is in Pangea, hence Pangea is in a water world similar to SpongeBob, except that it's in freshwater environment. There's probably one more TV show, Pickle and Peanut. Pickle and Peanut is only 1 year old from 2015. This Disney TV show. It's probably the most least known of all these TV shows spoken of so far. Pickle and Peanut is a SpongeBob and Patrick. SpongeBob being the pickle, Patrick being the peanut. Or they could switch that around. The Krusty Krab is at grocery store. Mr. Miart is Mr. Krabs, except a friendly version of Mr. Krabs. That show is not as comparable to SpongeBob though. But these are the few TV shows that have copied SpongeBob. Several more forgot to mention. Robot and Monster. Another SpongeBob and Patrick. Uh, there are no more TV shows to speak of. Sorry for rambling. That's all there is to say for this video on this TV shows that have copied off SpongeBob. Thank you for watching. Peace out. It's Mr. Hodges signing off. Good night. Yeah.